Yo, what's up guys, welcome back, next match Cross-Banlist Cup. So let's zoom in at match number 26, if I'm not mistaken, back at Group G. We have two decks, one from 2013 being Spellbooks. Iffy matchup, right, for Spellbooks versus Swordsouls, so one of the more recent decks in this year's Cross-Banlist Cup. So, as I mentioned before, it's definitely going to be an iffy one. Which deck has the advantage? I could definitely agree with the people seeing that Swordsouls has like, you know, 77%, that's a lot. I could definitely agree. I mean, Swordsouls is obviously the more recent deck, it has more power, the extra deck is obviously very strong, it can play through multiple interruptions. And if I'm looking at Spellbooks, okay, the deck is running Maxi. Then again, there aren't really any cards to draw into Maxi. Then again, if Spellbooks goes second, that is Maxi can definitely count. You know, giving the Spellbook deck more answers, more opportunities to draw into Judgment, for example. And as you know, very similar to the OCG format, they recently got back Spellbook of Judgment. And, you know, based on this match, we might see that, you know, how much of an impact it could have on our format nowadays. So this is definitely an okay start for Spellbooks. You know, Spellbook of Blue Boy, you definitely want to use Ash on Judgment. Again, you don't want Yugioh to hit the board, and the, the Ecclesia was a special summon, so I can still follow it up. That's the thing with the Tenyi package, as you know, you can play through multiple interruptions. So my normal summon is Moye, which is getting Judgment. Again, it's fine. Again, my opponent is playing those life points. Plus, I have multiple follow-up plays for next turn. And, you know, Desires into Blackout, that's filthy. That's really, really filthy. But lucky on my part, because the Blackout here, even though it's only at 1, it does, you know, destroy 2 cards from the opponent, plus it lets the field spell miss timing, so you know the field spell can't special summon a spellcaster from the deck, plus no draw, and that's, here in case of Spellbooks, very important. And that's the thing, they're really low on life points, so I guess you should maybe indeed Torrential before Chichao hits the board, but the Long Yuan top deck was, you know, my draws are definitely on point here, so okay. Game number 2, Poise side deck, and this hand though, a lot of hand traps. Troll should be insta-game against Spellbooks, but I was like, okay, let's keep the Troll just in case. You know, I'd rather prevent Judgment from resolving, right? Anyway, well, you know what I mean. I think with this hand it was better to keep Droll, that's the correct explanation. But the Vessel again was a sick top deck. Again, it gets me, you know, my full Swordsoul combo without any Swordsoul cards. That's not right, that shouldn't, anyway, that's besides the point. But I can go for Baksha bounce back too, so broken, and at the same time I can reborn Moye, and again, this should be game. I was able to negate one of the 2 Maxis. Obviously you can only use 1 Maxi, but I believe it was of Ash, yeah, indeed, because of Ash Blossom, but Droll also works against Maxi, so so broken. Kinda reminds me of Master Duel format. So again, pump out 3 synchros, and that's GG, well played. So again, going second, game number 3, and Yugioh set 3. Soul Drain is flipped face up. I think, what is it? Soul Drain prevents graveyard effects, I think? I guess that's fine, no Tenyis. So yeah, something like, you know, no Vishuda, for example, if I'm not mistaken, right? Soul Drain. Anyway, so I'm able to use Droll, and this Droll was really big, because I believe Blue Boy surged power, you Droll there, so obviously now Spellbooks is like, pick your poison. You can definitely keep both power and, the Spellbook of Master, but then your face down Fate, it's Fate, right? I think the Book of Moon does not have any, you know, decent effect to prevent your opponent from destroying Yugioh. You definitely want to prevent your opponent from destroying Yugioh by battle, for example. So you need to get those spellbooks in the graveyard, but you won't search because of Droll. So the Droll there was so important. No Droll, and I probably would have lost this one. Again, the Yugioh would still be face up on the field. The spellbook of, you know, the spellbook field spell would give the spellbook deck more draws every turn, and you know, me not being able to special summon, you're not going to win that unless, of course, I sack the Blackout, or of course an early draw. But let's face it, I mean, if you take a look at the side deck for At least in case of Swordsouls, there are more cards to, you know, like, what is it, droplets are there, imperms. So, you know, that there are so many answers for the potential one-card Yugioh. Okay, the spellbook of, whatchamacallit, is it Wisdom that, you know, has that Forbidden Lens effect? I think so. But then again, I mean, Swordsouls is, you know, playing so many counters for a potential Yugioh. So this was a swift 3-0. Was it surprising? Maybe not. Then again, I, you know, expected from, at least I expected a bit more from spellbooks. Then again, hand traps, Ash on Judgment, Spellbook of Judgment, and Troll. You know, those cards are just, you know, big hitters against the deck. So, next matchup, Group D again. We have, what is it, 12, 13, 14 years a difference between both these decks. So we have Chaos from 2004 versus Totally Hero, so 2017, if I'm not mistaken, Master Duel 3. So feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Leave me signing out. Peace.